Well, after winning a fourth consecutive parade, the Shell Saxon Superstars have their say on the airways. Details straight ahead.
Plus, a local historian calls for lighthouse restoration. Stay close for that.
Maguana residents are taking on road repairs. Good initiative there.
And coming up in sports, local baseball talent displayed at the Battle of the Ballers Showcase.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Desmond Saunders.
And I'm LaDon Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, LaDon, can't believe it's, January 7th, and the year, we're already off to a speedy start.
Yes, it certainly is. We have a holiday coming up on Friday, Majority Rule Day, and just 10 days after that, Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Interesting, right, Desmond?
And interesting, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I believe, is also on that day as well. So lots of activity in January.
A lot of activity indeed, Desmond.
Well, let's start and dive straight into the news for you this evening. Just off the back of their fourth straight win, LaDon, you're going to enjoy this. Shell Saxon Superstars are still bragging about their success. Our Diane Dorset has a story.
For the Saxons Junkanoo Group, the 2-year 4-parade win was nothing short of historic. Shell Saxon's leader and self-proclaimed King of Junkanoo, Percy Francis, shared that for 5 years they had fallen short of a win.
One thing about the Saxons, we are consistent.
Yes.
In that win, lose, or draw, we come in. I mean, it doesn't matter what.
Right.
Because we had a drought, you know.
I remember
we had a drought. We had a 5-year drought. It was almost like
that long?
10 parades. Right? And we finally came through in 2018 with the theme Junkanoo Expressions to break that spell.
But beyond the celebrations, there is a growing concern. With Junkanoo's growing size and popularity, the location of the annual Junkanoo parades continue to present its challenges. Many Junkanooers and the public alike are calling for the parade's relocation to a larger venue, including Olden Reeves, a longtime member of the Saxons, who believes it's time to adapt to Junkanoo's evolving scale.
The street is now retarding the growth of Junkanoo. Okay? And whether we like it or not, we're leaving too much on the table. I think we now need to look for a new venue for Junkanoo. The population is exploding. The groups are becoming larger.
Yes.
And you know, we now need
groups are really large now.
Yes, they are. The costumes are getting better and bigger. And so the only thing now to do is to say, what next? Where do we go from here?
As Junkanoo continues to transform, some are pushing for a dedicated government ministry to ensure its development and preservation.
Culture by itself is too big for just one ministry.
Okay.
We need the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has to cleave itself.
Yes.
The youth of this country makes up about 60 to 70% of the population. You need a full-time minister focusing on that.
With the Saxons back on top and the call for Junkanoo's growth louder than ever, the future of Junkanoo remains a hot topic. One thing is for certain, though, Junkanoo is here to stay, bigger and better. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
A leading Bahamian historian calling for the restoration of some of the country's iconic lighthouses and landmarks. Deputy Chair of the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation and Associate Professor of History at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Christopher Curry, says while these historic symbols are an important part of our cultural heritage, they serve as important navigational and aerial guides to our coasts.
Lighthouses are powerful symbols of hope in our country, which is, of course, the largest Atlantic world archipelago. And so they protect our waterways. The Hole-in-the-Wall Lighthouse, South Abaco, protects the Northeast Providence Channel. Bird Rock Lighthouse on Crooked Island protects mariners from that rocky shoreline. And it, of course, basically is the lighthouse for the Crooked Island Passage, which is a deep waterway in the southeastern Bahamas. So what I'm trying to show you is we have to have an archipelagical points of interest that I think could be considered for restoration.
There are presently 12 lighthouses in the Bahamas constructed by the British between 1836 and 1887. These historic symbols were used to facilitate the safe use of the Bahama channels for shipping lanes. The growing interest in heritage tourism has given rise to the preservation of these historic Bahamian landmarks. A few of the lighthouses are well-known tourist attractions and seem well maintained, but many others are isolated, rarely visited, or in poor condition.
Many heritage sites, ruins, plantation ruins. We have monuments. I think of the salt pillars, for example, in Little Exuma. I think about, the relics that we have in terms of ruins. I'm going to call them ruins. This may be controversial, but we have the imperial lighthouses all across our archipelago, and most of them are not operational anymore. And yet you think about the fact that we are an island people. We are islanders in the stream, in the sea that surrounds our islands. And the lighthouses were such an important part of our history. And actually they speak to our identity. They provided hope to people, and they are iconic sites. I'd love to see at least 5 or 6 of them restored fully. We have the Hopetown Lighthouse is probably the most iconic, the candy stripe one. And it is the last hand-wound lighthouse in the world. And it's still operational. In fact, the story goes that when Hurricane Dorian came through and completely flattened Hopetown, the residents made it a priority to get that lighthouse back and running and the light restored. And that became a beacon of hope.
Well, the Subians' cries over excessive potholes have been echoed over in Maguana for some months now. The feeling as though their cries were not heard. The people of Maguana decided to take matters into their own hands. Our Danielle Dean has a story.
The people of Mayaguana have long complained of poor roads, vehicular damage, and unsightly streets, says local government chief counsel for the Mayaguana district, 81-year-old Hugh Williamson.
All of the major roads here on this island was repaved or resurfaced about just over 8 years ago. Unfortunately, the method used were, and the resurfacing, I think they called it a blow-off system or something like that, which was not very durable. In fact, while they were still paving or one area, an area that they had just finished, had already started dropping in holes, and they had to go back and do some more work.
Mayaguana residents have reportedly made countless appeals for change, but to no avail.
We haven't been able to get the powers that be to respond, to assist us. As a result, a number of the residents communicated to me that they wanted to volunteer and get groups together to try and fill some of the potholes.
2 of the self-help initiative's pioneers, William says, are Iris Charlton, a teacher, and Pastor Melanie Moxie of Abrahams Bay, the capital. With a population of around 200 people, Williamson says the makeshift team has managed to repair the road that connects Mayaguana's 3 settlements, Pirates Well, Betsy Bay, and Abrahams Bay. Asked where he and residents sourced the material to get the job done.
At that point, I had been negotiating or soliciting about 2 or 3 months prior an NGO on the island, a person of the I Group, their management company, Maguana Island Development Company. They have a quantity of cement in a warehouse, and I have been made to believe that they would have been disposed of, so I negotiated to get some of them. Unfortunately, their new shipment was also compromised, so instead of that, we subsequently got some of their new shipment.
Mayaguana residents know they aren't professional road builders, but are willing to do what it takes to improve their road and reduce damage to their vehicles. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
To see the community coming together. Still to come, it's all about fire safety. Don Paul joins us tonight to show us a thing or two about fire safety. Stay close.
Everyone hates a dead cow battery. Why not get a battery that lasts and has a 12-month warranty and is only $64.50? Intercontinental batteries are made with German technology, compatible with Japanese, US, and European vehicles, and adapts to warm climates.
All right, good to go.
These batteries are high quality, affordable, innovative, and only available at AID. Visit us online or WhatsApp us at 427-0026. AID, all you really need and more.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance.
Stunning images there of our Nassau port. Great images there. Want to congratulate our drone pilot Neville doing his part. Let's take a trip down to 8 Mile Rock. Bahamas Police Force recently led a walkabout in the community of Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. The walkabout was headed up by now Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles. Increasing police presence in our communities is part of the government's efforts to put a dent in crime throughout the country. This not only promotes safety, but it also encourages open communication between people who live in those communities and law enforcement. Police Commissioner Knowles was accompanied by senior police officers and various civic organizations who work together to spread holiday cheer while giving back to the community during the recently Yuletide season.
Well, it seems like there's never enough safety measures in place when it comes to avoiding fires. Well, tonight we have a fire safety expert with us in the person of Donovan Paul, who's going to talk about equipment that can keep us safe. Donovan, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you.
So, Donovan, talk to us a little bit about fire safety and why is it so important to be safe, especially after all of the fires that we've had recently.
Yes. As it relates to island states, basically you have a lot of fires that are basically traditional, but now as the markets evolve, we also need to evolve fire safety. So one of the partners that we're actually presenting tonight is Mouse Safety, which is a non-toxic, non-residue solution.
And talk us a little bit more about your business, Lifeline. I think that's the name of it.
Yes, Lifeline.
And its impact in the Caribbean.
Yes. I mean, basically, we've been in the field for now 12 years, and we focus on basically security. However, we've kind of put safety on the back burner simply because solutions that in the past, the traditional solutions, weren't really safe. They're hazmat, meaning hazardous material, and we were looking for a solution like this that is non-toxic, non-residue, and basically is an additional solution in the fight against fires.
And just for the viewing public, it smells like a fire in here, but it's not really a fire in here.
Correct.
But I see you have a lot of equipment on the table, fire extinguishers and the likes. Tell us about some of the equipment that you have.
Yes. This right here is our smallest solution. This is ideal for boats, confined areas. Our solutions are not compressed, so it's basically a chemical combustion. This is comparable to this device right here, which is, we can see it's much smaller, so it can fit inside your car compartment, not a problem. We also have fire blankets. These fire blankets right here, these could be tailored for your various needs, for example, hotels, etc. The fire blankets are the #1 basically fire solution in the US as we speak. We also have larger fire grenades. These grenades are comparable to this large one right here, so it's much lighter, and once again, it's non-toxic, non-residue, and it's basically the future in our hands.
And how can persons purchase, I guess, these?
Yes, you could purchase these on Mouse. Our website is MAUSSafetyBahamas.com. So you could purchase it online. We'll be doing in-store sales shortly, but right now we're doing everything online.
And just in case, I guess the viewing audience want to know how they can, I guess, actually be taught how to actually use the equipment. Are you going to be having seminars and workshops in 2025?
Yeah, definitely. We'll be definitely doing workshops with various colleges. BTVI is one of the companies, the educational institutes that we'll be reaching out to, as well as UB, to promote the evolution of fire safety within these organizations.
Donovan Paul, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now and talking with us about fire safety. We're now going to turn things over to Amajal Knowles with what's coming up in sports.
In baseball news, the Battle of the Ballers showcase taking place over the weekend. Details of that story coming up in sports.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Church of God of Prophecy Crusade. This all-camp meeting will be held on January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center. Join us for powerful worship, life-changing ministry, and divine breakthrough as we hear from Bishop Dr. Ted Roy Powell of London, England. Crusade 2025, January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center, Faith Avenue and Marshall Road.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot, but you ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? Well, I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside to say this model. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflict will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports in boxing news. Boxer Carl Heel, for more than 2 decades, has been one of the more prominent figures in the local boxing world. And after a recent strong showing at a bout here at home, our Eugene Stewart caught up with the WBA Fedicab champion on what's next for him.
Carl Heel, a.k.a. Flashy, wants to continue making his name shine for the country as he continues his boxing legacy after his last bout by knocking out Panamanian Edwin Gamboa at the Champion Spirit Fight Night at the Bahamas Resort. Heel, catching up with ZNS Total Sports, tells us what his future in the ring looks like.
Won my championship last year, defended twice last year. Now I'm back to the drawing board. February 21st, I'm going to be back in the ring. I'm going to defend the title one more time, and then I think I'm going to move up in weight and try to be a 2-time champion, 2-division champion. But this year, I should be looking at a world title shot at super welterweight.
Hield, who is well-traveled in his boxing career, speaks on always putting on for the 242.
Representing my country from I was 12 years old, and I always represent my country with pride. Don't care wherever I go. The lonely sheep that they used to say, the only sheep, because you had a lot of competition. I was the only boxer to leave the country to represent the country. So win, lose, or draw, I always carry my country flag with pride.
As for many to think of boxing as a violent sport, Hield saw it as a pathway for his success.
Being under Ray Minus Jr., that's what made me disciplined, because once you wear that squeaky song or that truck and your shirt out your pants, you got to put that shirt in the pants before he see you, or that's 20 push-up. Don't care where you is, in the mall, the marathon, wherever he see you, that's 20 push-up. And if you back talk, that's 40 push-up. So, I mean, just go and believe in whatever you want to do. Boxing, basketball, just keep focus on your dream. Never let no one tell you can't do it. I'm a living testimony. A lot of people tell me I ain't boxing material, I ain't elite material. I get CAC game medal, Pan American game medal, Commonwealth Games medal. Now I'm a world champion and professional. They tell me I too old, but I still proving them wrong.
Hield is currently 9-0 in his career. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
That's the look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
This breaking news just in. The Rundown with Clint Watson is heading to Washington, D.C. for Inauguration Day, and you don't want to miss it. Be there as The Rundown brings you all the sights and scenes of the presidential inauguration of number 47, Donald J. Trump. Advertisers, our D.C. promotional packages are competitively priced and now available to place your business on location and in the live show. Enjoy informative stories on D.C. politics, interviews with local politicos, and extraordinary Bahamians living in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas. The Rundown will bring it live and direct just for you. Call our ZNS sales department today at 502-3800 and book your package. We're off to Washington, D.C. because soon only the sun will cover the planet better. You know the rest.
Our mandate on the mission statement for the program is to develop community leaders and nation builders through the art of Junkanoo. The future belongs to them, so being able to instill the culture in young people and at the same time make them productive citizens of the society is basically what our program offers. We teach them from scratch, so how to pace, how to beat a drum, how to ring a cowbell, how to blow a horn, to get that good understanding of what the culture is like. The program is more than just Junkanoo itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Junkanoo arena, but at the same time use just Junkanoo as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
This breaking news just in. The Rundown with Clint Watson is heading to Washington, D.C. for Inauguration Day, and you don't want to miss it. Be there as The Rundown brings you all the sights and scenes of the presidential inauguration of number 47, Donald J. Trump. Advertisers, our D.C. promotional packages are competitively priced and now available to place your business on location and in the live show. Enjoy informative stories on D.C. politics, interviews with local politicos, and extraordinary Bahamians living in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas. The Rundown will bring it live and direct just for you. Call our ZNS sales department today at 502-3800 and book your package. We're off to Washington, D.C. because soon only the sun will cover the planet better. You know the rest.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. Cold front went through the northwest Bahamas this morning without much fanfare, but a cold blast behind that will render some very chilly temperatures over the next 7 to 10 days. So do whatever is necessary to keep yourself warm over this long stretch. Now, your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live. This is where you're always protected during the worst storms. For all areas tonight, right through Thursday, you're going to have that northerly flow at 10 to 15 knots, and that is what will maintain those chilly temperatures in place. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now, your low tide that will take place at 7:50 this evening, with another low tide at 8:46 tomorrow morning. So, going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Desmond and LaDon.
Thanks, Baz. A good wrap up there. What's happening next, LaDon?
Let's turn things over to our Matea Cunningham with Let's Talk Socials.
Welcome. We are gathered here today to discuss something deeply serious. Just kidding. Welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. Are you excited? So am I. Let's dive right in. Today, we're spotlighting an artist who's redefining music and shaking up the scene. Some say her music sounds like a blend of 90s rap with a touch of jazz. Quite the combo, right? Introducing Doechii, a rising artist from Tampa, Florida, whose style is nothing short of unique. She's breaking trends, setting new ones, and making waves in the musical time-space continuum. Social media is buzzing with claims that 2025 is officially the year of Doechii. After her initial blow-up on TikTok in 2021, she's back in the spotlight. Her song, Denial is a River, is taking over the socials. Check it out.
Remember old dude from 2019? Nice, clean nigga, did me dirtier than laundry. Took a scroll through his IG just to get a DM from his wifey. What the? I was so confused. What should Doechii do? She didn't know about me and I didn't know about Zoom. I opened up the messages and had to hit the Zoom. Turns out the girl was really a dude. I think he slicked back till I slipped back. Got my lick back, turned the to a knick-knack. I moved on, dropped a couple of songs, and then I went and got signed. Now it's 2021. Hey! Platinum record this, viral record that. I'm making so much money, I'm all over the net. I'm moving so fast, no time to process. And no, I'm not in the game, but I'm always on set.
Is her music your vibe? Have you come across her while scrolling? Let us know. I'm Matea, and thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Socials.
That's it for us, LaDon.
You're right, Desmond. We don't have to stay, but we have to get out of here right now, Desmond.
That's right, but a very important message on fire safety. We're driving it home tonight.
And if you want to purchase any piece of this equipment, you can do so at 1677 MAUS, and that's not mouse, but it's MAUS.
Well, stay tuned to the Bahamas tonight at 11. Boyce and Jones. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Take care.
This is the Caribbean, a region known for its stunning beauty and vibrant culture, but also for being among the most vulnerable to the impacts of a changing climate. 2024 is predicted to be a year of climate extremes. A hyperactive Atlantic